outside that, like, thousands of years ago, the same sounds were being made?
Dude, what?
You ever think about that? Like, bird calls are probably so old that, like, you're hearing things that dinosaurs probably heard or something real close to it,
I
just
mean,
continuously, and it just doesn't stop.
yeah.
You ever think about that? Every time I hear a bird, I'm like, "Dude,
Not at all ever.
how have we not deciphered what that means yet?"
That's a I'll give you that. That's a valid argument.
Dude,
That's like
you think the dinosaurs were also
like
just going like, "Please leave!" Like,
yeah.
"This is my neck of the woods!"
It's my neck of the woods. Yeah, I mean, I guess, dude. I guess. We need to You did that too well. You did that too well. That- You did that way too well.
It's because I hear him enough.
Jacob's just like, I'm just start copying the birds.
Oh, straight up.
Episode, dude. Episode 89 of 2 Degrees of Separation. We are your hosts. My name is Eli.
My name is, the Birdman.
The bird. You know, we need to look at like there has to be, right, a table of evolution of sorts, right?
Yeah, where birds went from not that annoying to, like, extremely annoying, right?
Extremely annoying. No. Extremely. We've been talking about because we have a ton of crows in our neighborhood. Like I could walk outside and then look down the street and up in the sky. 40. Just chilling.
I wonder, does that mean something?
And then I look over to the right, like the opposite side of the neighborhood. Another 40.
What's the term
Dude.
for when there's a bunch of crows? Is it
A gaggle of
gaggle?
geese. No, that's
Is that
geese. I mean,
oh,
I think gaggle is
what
a
do
geese
not
specific
do
thing.
you call a group of
There's got to be a
crows?
name.
I got murder on the mind.
It is a murder of crows, dude. It is. It just is. Oh no, dude. Oh no. Who
Crazy how they accurately named it what I wanna do to the group of crows.
to this he said to this group of crows. No, crows are tight, dude. Like we're talking about making a crows are unbelievably smart if you didn't know.
Oh, yeah,
All
they
right.
recognize faces
And
real well.
you can you basically can make like a little stand for them, right? And they will continue to show up. And if you feed them or you give them like certain
Oh,
types
yeah,
of
won't they
food,
protect you and, like, attack and your
not
intruders?
I don't know about that, but they will bring you gifts. There was a guy who he got arrested because he trained his bird
Oh, yeah,
to
'cause it'll
steal
just,
stuff.
yeah, retrieve stuff for you, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it
Well,
was
I mean,
stealing people's mail, I think, is what
dude,
happened.
rolling up,
Yo,
enemy
that's
spotted.
sick. And just crow. It's sick. No, crows are cool though. I'm excited.
I mean,
There's a ton of them. That's my biggest concern though, is that there won't just be like that lone crow. There's 40 of them.
there's a murder.
Yeah, there's a murder
It's
of
a
them.
murder.
It's a murder of them. Not a gaggle.
You could also call it a horde, mob, or a parliament. But they also
Parliament
have to
gotta be
have
the
powdered
only one.
wigs.
I was gonna say Parliament has to be the only one that doesn't sound aggressive.
I feel like parliament,
You said
that's
murder.
for owls too,
What did you say?
right?
What did
I
you say
think,
though?
yeah.
Murder,
Murder,
mob,
horde, mob, or
horde,
parliament. Or our government. Whatever you
or
want. Bunch of
he
crows.
said, or our government. You know, it's fine. it's fine. Yeah, dude, that's
How dare
crazy.
you. Shut
That's
up,
crazy.
murders.
No,
Not,
not. He said not that
no,
kind.
not that kind. The other kind. The legal
Uh,
kind.
there you go. Bird kind. The bird
Yeah.
kind. The legal kind. Is that what we're gonna call it?
Yeah.
Dude, you ever when I woke up this morning, right? I have my alarm set, you know, because I'm a
On
normal
a
human being.
Sunday?
Do you not have your alarm set on the weekend?
You can't just wake up?
No. No. I have my alarm set for 9:30. Okay.
Oh,
All right. 9:30. You know, I'm chilling. All right. What time do you wake up on the weekend? Are you waking up at like
whenever I
1?
wanna wake up.
Oh.
You think Oh, I'm not waking up at 1. I'm waking up before noon.
All right, so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I woke up and I panicked. All right. And this is like an ongoing thing. This is like every weekend at this point, whether it be
Nice.
Saturday or Sunday. When my alarm goes off, I will wake up and it will be like too bright, if that makes any sense. It'll be too bright outside and I'm like, I'm literally late to work. Dude, that's how I start my
Oh.
day on the weekend.
Dude, that's any day that the sun is peeking through a window. My god, I'm so in Michigan, dude, it's dark so long that the second you wake up and there's light, you are 3 days late to work.
Yeah, but
3 days, dude. The speed at which
I
I
said
get
3
up,
days.
dude. Just so mad. I don't know if I'm mad at myself, my phone, or
Like,
what,
it
dude.
just
But I'm
and
just,
it will
I gotta go.
dude, it can straight up ruin my day. Like 100%. Or there's times I'll wake up before my alarm. All right, I'll wake up before my
That's
alarm.
that's
And then
worse
I'm
than
like,
waking up late, dude.
it is. It is. Like, but I wake up and I'm like, my alarm didn't go off.
I'm so glad I'm not the only one, dude. Every
Dude.
time if I don't wake up to my alarm, I missed my alarm. It is
Yeah,
quite literally just instant regret, dude.
panic. Pure.
I didn't want that sleep that bad, dude.
No, like it wasn't worth. Like, dude.
Dude, I'm
Oh,
like a
I mean,
phone. I can't just be up forever, even though
yeah,
I wish I
right.
could.
I wish I could. No, like there's
Yeah,
I
nah,
think.
I get it, dude. The
Oh,
sheer,
oh,
just guttural panic.
oh,
Just
oh,
it hits my
oh.
insides. Days
Like,
ruined. Ruined.
and I'm talking like a weekend. And then what makes it worse, right? All right, so us being the responsible individuals that we are, well, I actually had some life stuff happening this weekend, so it was not easy to record. So we're recording on Sunday because it makes sense. But no, like, dude, I don't know. Like,
Same.
I woke up this morning and I just was like, I I've been late. I've been late to work maybe 5 times in the past 6 years. Maybe
I've been to late. I've been late to work twice, like ever.
I mean, like, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I'm not making an excuse here. There's 2 of those occurrences, at least 2. My alarm never went off. Actually, nope, that's a lie. The alarm went off, but my alarm volume, I check it every single
0? Yeah.
night. I literally check it every single night. And when I woke up, it wasn't at 0. That's the kicker. It wasn't at 0. It was down to like 10.
Ah.
And so I had to Google this thing. And apparently other people actually had this problem. So thank God I'm not the only one and I'm not just losing my marbles. Unless all of those people are lying and the same thing happened to them.
I feel like that happened to me on older phones, but
That's
not recently.
dude.
Dude, I've only ever been late to work one time when I moved down here. It was I don't even know why, but the other time was because I was working 4:30 in the morning, and your boy just
Oh.
hit snoozeville and did not see the exit. And I told her I was in that roundabout in Snoozeville. Just, do I get off here?
That's
Imagining
sick.
somebody's honking their horn at me. It's just
That's
my
yeah.
alarm. I think I'm gonna stay in here a little bit longer.
So your alarm, you have your alarm on your phone, right? Like
Yeah.
we
Oh,
know.
I've got an alarm on my phone. I've got the dot next to my head, dude.
Oh, you set multiple alarms?
I set one on my phone and then one on the Google Dot
Oh, okay,
every
okay.
every day.
Every day. I don't know why. I don't know why I don't use she who shall not be named. I don't know why.
The Amazon Echo.
There you go. The Echo. Yeah, I could have just said that. Right. I don't know why I don't use it. And then the follow up to that is your alarm like a peaceful alarm, or is it like, dude,
It's peaceful
missiles
now.
dropping? Oh,
It's peaceful now, but when I worked 4:30 in the morning, dude, you'd
bombs
think I'm going to
dropping, dog.
war when that
No.
thing went off.
Straight up, you just turn on battle
Just
sounds,
gunshots and people screaming.
Dude.
I'm up! I'm up!
Dude,
Straight up.
that's terrible.
Dude, sometimes you just need that to get up.
I mean, yeah, it's yeah, it's true. No, like it. I don't know, dude. And when I say I've been late to work, when I say late, I'm talking almost. There was one time I think I was like an hour late, and then aside from that, the other time my ringer didn't work, I managed to make it to work like I was like 5 minutes late. That's
Yeah, I
like
don't think I've ever been late more than
That's it.
15 minutes, if that even.
If we're counting that, I have been 10 minutes late, over 10 minutes late one time in my life.
Well, you know
That's it.
what? We've never been late with this podcast.
That's crazy,
Making
dude.
up for it.
That's
Making
crazy.
up for it.
As you can tell, it's daylight.
It's
I need to get something for
whatever
this, 'cause I
time you
just-
can
dude,
imagine it is right here.
God's just
You don't
hitting
know.
me with the rays.
Oh.
No, shut up, Pope Leo. Dude, you see him skateboarding?
No.
He was
Can he
skateboarding.
kickflip?
I don't know. He was riding a penny board. It was
Oh,
sick.
dude. The amount of AI Pope memes I'm going to see now of him skateboarding.
You're welcome. You know what's like actually bad? It's like I'll be scrolling like I've mostly only noticed this on I think TikTok. Not really Instagram. But on like TikTok I'll be scrolling through the reels, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like Kristen and I will be having a conversation and she'll be like telling me something that happened or like just something new something, you know.
Stuff.
Yeah, just some new stuff that happened. And she'll be telling it to me and then I will literally like I'll be looking at my phone and then I'll like next two reels, the thing she was just talking about is there. And I'm like,
Oh yeah, what that happened to me? That happened to me earlier. What was I talking about?
I was like, what?
I don't remember, but I was talking about something that I know I've never looked up.
Oh yeah.
And it
And
was
you're
like literally next time I opened
"What?"
an app, it was there. I was like, okay. Okay. I'm not on
Yeah.
you or anything.
Yeah, no.
Who
I mean,
cares
like-
at this point, dude?
I mean, yeah.
I
mean,
put
we
my
know what's
DNA in a
happening.
jar or in a vial.
Yeah.
Somebody's
it's-
got it. Guess
yeah.
what? It ain't gonna make my
Yeah.
life any better.
No. That ain't changing anything at this point. It's wild to think about. Really wild. So, gotta ask though. Jacob, we talked about it last week that you were gonna Going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, zooming
Mm-hmm.
through. I can't keep singing this. I'm not saying the name of the thing.
Einsteins.
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 Yeah, so Jacob went on a little trip this week, dude. How was it?
Yeah.
I gotta ask.
I mean, I'll tell you what. Monday sucked. Monday.
Wait, why? Oh. Yeah.
It was just like it. The dominoes, the dominoes just fell,
He's
and
like,
just
that
when
house
you
of
thought
cards?
they couldn't fall anymore, dude,
They kept rolling.
they're the Lego dominoes that just stand back up.
Oh.
No, I mean, it was fun. The trip was fun. We had our flight was delayed Monday, and then got there, and then it was a
You didn't even say
6-hour
where.
drive.
You didn't even say
Got
where.
there to, well, we flew from here to Denver, right?
Yeah.
The goal was Utah.
Yeah, the goal. End goal.
Yeah, end goal was Utah.
Yeah.
Take a nice road trip, 6 hours.
Sick.
That's
That's actually really cool. I like
rent.
that's cool.
I mean, it was
Why didn't you fly directly into Utah? Like any specific reason?
cheaper.
Was it cheaper?
Cheaper going to Denver, but also it's just like road trip's kind of cool.
Like Jacob sent me a ton of pictures, right? And
Oh, I have so many photos.
yeah.
Many photos.
He sent a ton of pictures. Like one in particular. Wait, I gotta find this bad boy. Your boy was not prepared. You know what I'm saying? Your boy was not prepared. Wait. I'm gonna find it. I swear.
Oh.
Y'all, you just sent a bazillion pictures.
Oh
dude.
yeah, and that's just like barely a quarter of them.
I believe it too. I mean, like, listen, deserts don't. This is literally this is the sole picture I was looking for. It's just a lizard. You can't. Dude, there's a big old lizard. That's a big lizard.
It really wasn't that big. I mean, like,
That's a
it
big
might have
old
been as long as
lizard.
my hand. Maybe not even that long. But
Dude.
also its tail. Its tail was like a
nub?
yeah, but it was like, I don't know how to explain it. It was like a horn tail. It was weird.
Lizard
Maybe it
butt.
wasn't that one. It was the one I saw right after that. There was a couple around there.
Like,
know
dog,
if
you
I
only
sent
sent
the
me
photo of
one
that.
picture of a lizard.
Oh, well, boo! Dude.
Cacti.
Yeah, something was eating the cactus there too, so I took a picture of where the fruits were. Cause like, when do you ever see
That's cool.
that? But
That's-
yeah,
you don't. You don't.
we got to Denver. We were supposed to get a regular sedan. Sedans
What did you
weren't
get?
there.
What did you? Wait,
We
so
got a
did you
free
rent the car?
upgrade.
Did you
We got a
rent?
free upgrade.
Well, I'm saying,
We
wait.
got-
You rented it prior to going?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yep.
We call while we're on our delay at the airport.
Yeah.
They say it's good for 24 hours. We get there. Must have only been good for 3 hours because they didn't have sedans, dude.
So what did you end up getting?
Dude. We got a vehicle notoriously known for getting crushed like a pancake at 30 miles per hour by a semi. I watched a video one time of all of these cars and like their crumble factors, right?
Wait.
And this car was probably the worst rated thing I've ever seen for a crumble factor on a vehicle. Flattened like a pancake. Mind you, it's not a sedan. What could it be?
It's not a sedan?
It's not a sedan. What could it be?
Is it bigger?
It's bigger. Oh yeah, baby. It's a free upgrade. What would you
Dog,
like to drive a few hundred miles in a free upgrade? That's not a sedan.
I don't know, dude.
Dude,
I
it
mean,
was
like,
a Bronco. They made us drive 6 hours in a freaking Bronco.
That's the most Western thing I ever done did here. I swear to God.
The amount of big rolling turd jokes that were made, dude.
Oh, it was a new Bronco. It was one of the new ones.
Dude, it had like 2,000 miles on it. It was brand new. Like
it had two. All right, I got
that Bronco can fall off a cliff for all I care, dude.
It was that bad?
The
It was that bad?
Broncos sucked. Dude, if there's any reason
That goes
not to get a
crazy.
Ford vehicle again in
I
my
mean-
life, because I have a Fusion. I like the Fusion.
That was originally gonna be my first car. Was the Fusion? That was the first car I
Well,
was gonna buy.
Never gonna be a Bronco, that's for sure.
That's an old one. An old one. Old Broncos are tight.
No.
Old Broncos are tight.
Hey,
New
guess
Broncos?
what? They're still gonna get flattened like a pancake at 30 miles per hour against the wall
yeah.
if a semi was driving into it.
It's just a piece of aluminum. It's not. It's more than that. But
Dude, Broncos suck.
like, see, you saying that when we went to Salem, I had the same situation. Like, I rented like a Kia, like a Forte or something, dude. And when I got there, it wasn't there. So they were like, dude was like, all right, I'm gonna hook you up with this, and it was a Jeep. Like
Navigate. No, it's Lincoln. Navigator.
Latitude or I can't remember. I'd have to look it up.
It's a cheap Jeep.
It was a Jeep, and I was like really excited because at one point I wanted a Grand Cherokee. Like I really wanted a Grand Cherokee. And I've heard mixed reviews, but then our grandma has or had a Grand Cherokee.
She still does.
I think she
have a
still
Grand
does.
Cherokee.
And I don't know. I like the Grand Cherokee. The inside was tight. I like them. But then I've driven a Jeep once in my life, and it was our sister's Jeep.
Oh, well, I mean, you can't
Hold on,
let
dog.
that set the precedent
Listen.
for any vehicle moving
Dude,
forward.
Listen. Riley, if you're listening to this, love ya. But that red Jeep of hers, it was a tank. It was a tank on wheels. Like it was just a metal box.
Oh,
on
yeah.
wheels,
But I
dude.
mean, what do you expect?
Oh, I'm talking like you hit the door. It was metal. Like driving this thing was insane, right? Her Jeep was just, and I just drove it like 4 blocks up the street to the store. All right. I did not feel safe at any point in driving this vehicle, and I was going 20 miles an hour.
Well, you don't drive bigger vehicles for starters, like ever, do you?
What do you?
Or at the time? Did you?
No. By the time I had driven her Jeep, I was where I currently work. That's what I started as. I was a driver and I did warehouse, and I drove a pickup truck, 2 different pickup trucks every day. And yeah, no, driving that Jeep, it just wasn't it. And then when we got the Jeep in Salem, I was like really excited. But then like this thing could not get out of its own way. I pressed the foot pedal. I was like, dude, snail pace. Dude, it was so bad. And then we've already talked about this. When a car shuts off at a light.
Oh, the Bronco did that too. Dude, I don't know what they did with this Bronco, but it was made
that.
to make you feel every bump. Dude,
Dude,
there was not
is
a
like
business.
an off-road vehicle, dude. Like
There was
that
not
is-
a business that I left where I wasn't doing this on my way out, dude. I'm not kidding. It was so bad that when you tried to press the gas pedal
That's
as
sick.
you left, it would rock you so hard that your foot came
Sick.
off the pedal and went back into the pedal.
Sick.
Dude,
That's
it
what you want,
happened to
dude.
me. It happened to Lindsay. Dude,
Sick.
we made a joke. It was 3 gas pumps to get out of a place.
It's a Bronco, dude. It's in the name. Come on, it's a horse.
Dude, it sucked.
Straight up,
sucked.
It sucked.
It was not
Yeah.
the thing. Neither of us wanted to drive that big hunk of crap
And then
through the Colorado mountains,
not only
let
that,
alone going on like a vacation. You're driving places,
Yeah.
gas mileage.
that's what I was about to say. I was like,
Sure,
they
but the
kinda-
thing is like
they ruined
you have to remember, we're going through the mountains.
Yeah.
There is a part where you go down, right?
Yeah,
and your
yeah.
gas mileage, great.
Yeah.
You're going up.
Oh, good luck. I would much
We
rather
made
be
it.
in it. I'd rather be in a
Wow.
sedan. You probably spend
Hey,
an extra
dude.
$150 on fuel.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know,
He says,
Shout out that Bronco.
I guess not
I
really,
hate
but
it. I hate it. Dude, and the way that thing is designed, the hood,
yeah.
if the sun isn't down, it's in your eyes, dude. If the sun's not out of the sky, you are blind.
No
Blind.
matter which way you look.
Blind. No matter which way you look. Blind. 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 Like fully freaking blind. Dude, it's got the little, ooh, we're cool. We got these little humps on the hood. Hey, they bend light like the Avatar, dude. I mean, it's into my eyes, dude. It's crazy.
Avatar.
It is insane. I hated that Bronco, dude. That Bronco, after like the flight delay and then not having the car and then knowing that there's a 6-hour drive coming ahead and also you get stuck in a Bronco in the mountains, it was not fun. Not worth it.
Pictures look tight.
Not worth the Bronco. The picture's cool, but also Broncos suck.
Have you, because I know you've been across like a fair portion of the US, right? You've been across a fair portion. I see.
Yeah.
Have you been through Colorado or Utah?
Yeah. Yeah, I've been to both.
Both?
Uh-huh.
Dang.
Colorado.
Yeah,
we were like in the eastern side of Utah and Moab, so it's like kind of southeast. Still red, still desert, still looks like Arizona.
What? Oh, and we know how you feel about Arizona. No, not Arizona. Well, yeah, no, Arizona too. Yeah.
Nah,
I
it's
think
Arizona.
You talked about
man.
it last week. It was either last week or the week before.
You like sand? You like boulders?
That's boulders.
You like red rocks? But also, like, there was crazy winds hitting there right now. Or, like, storms all across the US.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you sent pictures of, like, all sorts of stuff. Like, I'm saying, like, weather-wise. So,
yeah,
that was wild.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, Monday, made it there, midnight, made it there. They're 2 hours behind East Coast.
Behind the East Coast, yeah. You were
on mountain time.
That's so weird that you were an hour behind me. I was like, I'm not used to this.
Yeah, right.
I'm not used to that at all. So, I
Moab
don't know. Like,
is cool. There's a tiny little town.
It's so weird to think. It's so weird. Like, I knew nothing. I was about to move to Salt Lake City, dude, and I knew nothing about Utah.
Should have.
I don't know about that.
You like hurricanes? Hey, tell that to
Valid argument.
Roof you just had repaired.
Yeah. I mean, it started because of the hurricane, and it just progressed because idiot. Because idiot. You know. What kind of? So like, there's bad weather everywhere, right? All across the U.S. I mean, just like everywhere in general. But so like up north, we had to deal with like ice storms and obviously a lot of snow, blizzards, stuff like that. Down here, dealing with hurricanes. I mean, like, what kind of weather does the middle of the U.S. get?
Tornadoes and lots of hail and rain.
Oh, I mean, we get a lot of hail,
strong
rain, tornadoes,
strong winds.
Okay.
Tuesday.
That's not that bad.
Tuesday.
Not that bad.
So the whole reason was to be out there was for Lindsay's sister, who got married.
Who got? You were there, dog.
Yeah, I was.
Exactly.
Got pictures to prove it.
Yeah, there you go.
But Tuesday, the wind. The
winds were bad?
They were steady, like 20 to 30 mile per hour winds without gusts. I mean, it was just like blowing constantly like that.
I was gonna say, what was the weather actually like?
It was
out there
sunny. It was sunny on Tuesday, but really windy. And then we went up to a place called Dead Horse Point, which is like Right there,
Jacob just
actually.
looking dapper, dude. What
Right
is
there.
that? Look at how dapper this man looks.
Heck yeah.
In the snapback.
In the snapback.
Sick.
Yeah, so that's the edge of Dead Horse Point. So that river in that photo is the Colorado River. But you're just like a few
Shenandoah.
thousand
No.
feet up.
I mean, it looks wild. Like actually, like I mean,
Well,
you can absolutely you can see the tiers, right? Of like way
yeah.
up, not so way up, pretty low. We're in
Water
we're in a
level.
crevasse.
Water level. Yep, water
Yeah,
level right there.
Like
You got all of the levels, dude.
it straight up breaks it down. Yeah,
But in that
that's
area,
wild.
the wind was crazy.
Well,
Dude,
there's
if you were
nothing
standing too
stopping
close
it.
to that edge, that
Oh,
wind might have blown you off. Like,
dude, c'est la vie, dude.
there was a point where I could lean backwards, like no effort, like this, and the wind was just keeping me up. Like I was basically parallel with the ground.
Dude, that's
I was the
crazy.
reverse smooth criminal.
There you go. No, we're going backwards.
Yeah.
Going backwards. Oh,
But it was nice. It wasn't that hot because the
I
winds
was
were
gonna
really
say,
strong.
yeah.
I don't know, rained. I mean, it did rain. Like there was just south of us, huge storms moving across the mountains,
Yeah.
like huge all day long. Cause then
Oh yeah.
Wednesday we took a drive, 128 SR 128 around the Arches, the national park, and it takes you
Sick.
right along the Colorado River and like
Sick.
all around the Orange Mountains, and then it
Yeah.
takes you like basically into the plains, the Great
Yeah.
Plains.
Okay.
And you can see all the snowy mountains of like
That's
Colorado and all this in
insane.
the distance. And that big storm cell was moving across the horizon, so it was just like this deep blue,
So
like
Jacob's just
storm
looking out
cell.
there, and he's like,
Straight up.
"Oh, I think I see the throat of the world."
Dude.
Dude. I think I see it.
I
mean, it was really cool, like to see all these pictures because, like, obviously I've seen like pictures and such of Colorado, but then like, seeing it from like your perspective, I guess, is different in the sense of like it's somebody I know that's there, and it's not like
yeah,
it's not just some
random
pictures
photo.
I saw on Google, you know,
Right.
and then seeing like seeing the mountains that have snow on them was just like like
Oh,
legitimately that's insane.
yeah. And the
Like
thing that was
that's
really cool was so Wednesday we were there, we went to see the Arches, and we went and saw like all the stuff that we could in that area of Utah.
wild.
And then we left kind of early because our flight the next day on Thursday was 3 p.m. So we
Yikes.
left Wednesday night around like 8, and we went through the dark until like midnight. And that was right in Glenwood Springs, Colorado, which is like right in the mountains.
Sick.
And we got a hotel there. Woke up in the mountains.
In the
man.
mountains?
Woke up in the mountains. Snowed. Left the mountains. Snowing. Watched the snow just course along the whole top of all the mountains on our descent there. And then we ended up the route, I don't know why it changed, but it took us off the highway into this little town. And we ended up getting gas, and then we went not back on the highway because it told us to take this side road. But the side road went along this huge lake at the base of like this big mountain. And then we went over this dam that was probably 1,000 feet above this town where this lake was along the
And you're
mountain.
saying town. Was it small?
Oh, it was like a ski resort town. It was literally just like one road. And there was just stuff on all the sides.
That's
And it just went up this mountain. And we went down the mountain. And then we were out of there and put us back on the highway. I don't know how we ended up there, but it was cool.
Hold up. Where did you say you were at?
Glenwood. We probably went, I don't know, it was like an hour and a half east of there, Glenwood Springs. I could probably look it up, like where we ended up on my
Okay, so
Google map.
you went to Oh no, that's towards Wyoming. You just went west. Yeah, towards Moab. You
If I
said.
had to guess, we
I was
were
like, dude, because the Stanley Hotel is right outside of Denver. If you know what the Stanley Hotel is, that's the hotel from The Shining. Like it's right outside of Denver, and it literally, I think it's like next to a ski resort. That's
Yeah, I
why when
don't
you were
know
like
if
saying that, I was like, huh?
Oh, here it is. So this was
Huh?
it was the Keystone or like Keystone Resort somewhere near there. Because I see the Dillon Reservoir, and that was the big thing we drove over, I believe.
Sick, dude.
But yeah, cool. Got to see basically all the weathers.
All the weather.
Saw a steam train. That was
That's
cool.
that's actually
Um,
sick.
Funny story, Dad literally linked me that steam train the night before we saw it and was like, "Ah, I want to do this when I go out there." And then the next day we saw it, and
You
I was like, "Ah,
saw
that's
it?
funny." Yeah.
That's actually cool.
But
That's
that's it. Fun trip. I want to go to Yellowstone so bad.
what was it? Kristen's was it Yellowstone? Yeah, I think so. No, it wasn't Yellowstone. It was Grand Canyon. Never mind. Kristen's friend was
Ah,
talking
Grand
about.
Canyon.
Oh, look, a big old hole in the rocks. No,
That picture I sent you, basically the Grand Canyon.
basically the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Like basically.
Oh,
and no,
we did
Yellowstone
stay
would be
in
tight.
we did stay in a motel that after the fact I found
said
out it's called the
motel.
Bowen Motel. The Bowen Motel. It was like right on the main street. It's not like in the middle of nowhere motel.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
but I don't know how familiar you are with that whole Gabby Petito thing, but that's where they put her husband after he and her had this big argument that ended up leading to him like murdering her. So that's cool. Um,
It's like that's. I mean, that's
but
cool.
no murders there.
That's good.
No murders there.
That's what you want. That's what you want. That's
A lot of Jeeps in Moab, Utah, though, dude. What up with that? What up with that?
That's the off-roading vehicle, brother.
Cheap Jeep, cheap Jeep, cheap
But
Jeep.
they had to have been like Wranglers. They had to have been, or was it like
Yeah.
straight up? I was
Nah,
gonna say it's got to be a lot of Wranglers.
A lot of Wranglers, a lot of Toyota Tacomas.
Toyota Tacomas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of all trucks,
Yeah.
a Toyota.
A lot of Toyota Tacomas for some reason.
I mean, I guess they know something that the Southerners don't, because everybody down here driving a Ford, baby. Everybody driving a Ford.
And also Utah, why no straight roads ever? Why no straight roads
ever?
I'm not kidding. It was like you had to take 19 turns to get somewhere. And they're all just doing this.
If I'm being honest, if I'm driving, I think I'd prefer that. No.
It was like you're going through these like weird bendy routes behind all these houses in these fields, and all the roads are like.
Never mind. Pass.
Straight up,
never mind. Yeah, never mind.
And there's like no lanes. You just kind of like if somebody's coming, I'm gonna get off here.
I mean, yeah, but you're used to that. You lived in the Sioux.
Yeah, but it's still honestly. The roads felt more like alleys a lot of the time.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's cheap.
But I mean, who needs roads when you got horses out in Utah, you know?
I got Dude, what?
Rocky Mountain High.
Yeehaw, dude.
Colorado.
Yeehaw.
But yeah, the arches are cool. Last time I go out there for a wedding.
Did you ever find out why? Why? Was there any sort of significance?
Well, you saw the pictures, right? Pictures look cool.
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Well,
I didn't see the pictures of the wedding, but I saw the.
No, but you saw my pictures. Looks cool.
That was the whole point? Yo, that's insane. Bro.
I'm just, hey,
that's insane. Dog. That's insane.
I'm just a guy out here, right?
Yeah. Jay goes, I'm just along for the ride, man. You know, I'm just here.
Yeah.
Like,
And then we got back to Michigan, and we stepped off the plane, and it was like, whoa, what is this bathwater temperatures we're stepping out into? Come to find out, 2 hours later, tornadoes are hitting left and right,
tornado,
dude.
baby. Yeah,
What the
dude.
crap?
Yeah.
What?
You
What?
can't escape bad weather. It just
And
follows
now
you.
it's 58 degrees. It was 83,
Did
and
you
now
say
it's 58 and cold.
Okay, it's 85. You said it's 58
Yeah.
It's sub 60?
It's going to be sub 60 all week. We got hit with what? We literally left
Dude,
the
that's
crap weather in Utah
insane!
and Colorado. They were delaying flights Thursday morning in Colorado.
Wow.
We get here, tornado. Tornado.
You can't escape it, dude. You can't escape it.
It was pretty much, I would assume, like the weather we saw coasting along the southern end of
It
Utah
just finally
were
made
those
its way.
storms that. Well, yeah, because a huge dust storm hit Chicago.
What?
Well, what year is it? Yeah, a
You
dust
said
storm
a
hit Chicago.
dust storm?
Yep.
Chicago gets those?
Or I think Illinois. I don't know if it was Chicago.
I mean, nonetheless, Illinois gets
Yeah.
those?
Dude, 24 hours ago, rare Chicago dust storm turns day into night.
Says rare. Turns day? I gotta look this up now. What? Dude, I love weather.
I don't know.
Dude, Mother Nature's back at it again, dude. Did you see the video?
What, dude?
There was a fault out in oh man, I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember the exact state. It was far west. It was far west. So it was like either California or one of the states bordering California.
Mhm.
There was an earthquake and somebody caught the fault breaking on video. On video. There's a video of it and you can see it and then it just like this thing just like the earth just splits open. I was like, what?
What is this?
What?
It was in. Are you sure it was?
I
in the
thought it was
US?
West Coast. I thought it was West Coast. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. No, it was definitely an earthquake that just happened in the U.S.
It was Myanmar.
Who?
That's not the US.
Well, I didn't hear what you said.
Myanmar?
What?
Thailand.
Oh. Well, hey, thought it was the U.S. My bad, brother. But nonetheless, on video, saw this bad boy split. You just see the earth just split.
Yeah, it looks pretty terrifying, actually.
That's horrifying.
Did you know in Africa and like the southeast part of Africa, the continent's just drifting
That's sick.
because it's on a fault line. So
That's cool.
eventually,
That's cool. Bye.
we're gonna have Africa 2.
Is that how that works? He said
They'll be able to
too.
make a sick new Madagascar series. That's
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Ben
guess.
Stiller,
Oh,
he's
bring it
back,
back.
baby.
Bring it. Bring it back. No, that's like
They already
I
did it
don't
with
know.
Ice Age with Continental Drift.
That's
Come on.
continental drift. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, that's wild. Like, speaking of like stuff like that, there's a place.
Called Ocean Avenue.
Is it? I think. Yeah. Okay. So there was a place in Louisiana. There was a place in Louisiana called Acadia, right? No longer exists. It's gone. It's gone, dude. It's gone.
Ooh.
Wait, do I have?
Wait, I actually might have heard about this. Did you know that the Annabelle doll was recently put in New Orleans and then
Dude,
we're not gonna talk about that. And then something went up in flames and then it reignited itself?
It was like the oldest plantation, or like one of the oldest plantations in the U.S. went up in flames. I mean, like,
well,
at
let's
the end
be
of the
honest
day,
here. If the devil possessed Annabelle, you think he wants to take something that bad out of existence?
yeah, no, he wasn't doing that, right? No, no. But So, not Acadia. Manila Village is the place that I'm talking about in Louisiana.
Manila envelopes.
Manila envelopes.
Best
no.
envelopes.
They came from Acadia. That's what it was. The people from Manila Village came from
What?
Acadia. Listen.
What Dungeons and Dragons roleplay game are we playing right now, dude?
Listen.
From Acadia. They moved
No.
to Manila.
No, Acadia is in Canada, actually. They were French. The French moved to Acadia. Then they moved down to Manila Village in Louisiana.
Moved down to Manila Village, eh?
There's the like Kristen's, like if you go back in her history, her people are from Manila Village, and this, I mean, basically at the end of the day,
And she's an heiress to Manila fortune. That's what
100%.
I thought.
He said, "I knew it." No, Manila Village doesn't exist anymore. It's gone, dude. And there was like there
Are
were
you sure they didn't just rename it? Because that's
No,
a bad name. It's the worst name.
It is. But
Manila Village.
No, I don't know if it sunk. It kind of just got washed away into oblivion.
Yeah.
Like it's actually a thing, and you can look up all sorts of like it was like an actual town. I'm not talking like, I mean, they called it Manila Village, obviously village, but
Right.
there were a lot of people that lived there, and then one day it just like ceased to exist. And that's kind of like where Kristen is from. A place called Lafitte, and Lafitte's in due time is on its way out as well. There's literally one road in, one road out, and it is just gonna get obliviated.
You mean Lafitte's already in the water?
It's
Dipping its toes in the
No.
sand?
yeah. Like the last, I don't know if it wasn't the last hurricane we had, it was like the last bad one we had. Not Ida.
Just took a nasty bite out of it?
No, so Ida.
Took a big bite out of Lafitte?
There's a flood wall by us, like right up the road.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe about, I mean, it's less than a mile. It's a quarter of a mile away from
How
us.
trustworthy are those flood walls? That's the real question.
The next time we drive by this bad boy, I'll take a picture. This thing is
Isn't it just like
it's got to be 10
2
feet.
by 4s?
No, no, it's like a cement wall, dude, 10 feet thick. Like these bad boys are like giant blocks.
That's what I'm talking about.
And like I can't remember if it's 12 to 15 feet high, and it has to be 15 because I believe the water rose up to about 10 feet. 10 feet. You could see where the water made it
the
on the
ocean
wall.
just doesn't like being where it is anymore. It's like, I'm gonna move a few hundred feet this way.
Like Kristen's grandmother, her house was on I mean, she doesn't live there anymore. The house is still there. It was on a mound that's like 10 feet, I think. And then on top of that mound, the house is raised. It's on stilts or pylons, whatever you want to call them. And it's raised up an extra couple feet. And that same hurricane, the water made it it made it over the mound.
Heck yeah.
It made it to like just below her house.
Safe.
And like
Safe.
it's so bad. It's so bad out there that basically insurance companies are like, if you want to live here, you're gonna be paying. You're gonna be paying for a second house for your insurance. Like there's people like it's like they're paying thousands a month. Thousands.
That's what I thought about looking at houses on the side of mountains. Like, dude, one rogue boulder,
Call it a day. Wrap it up.
100,000-year-old little pebble falls off the side of a mountain.
That's it. It's done. Call it a day. Wrap it up.
Lost the plot.
That's it. You lost the plot. It's gone.
Dude, the whole point's to live.
Right?
Now you're gonna do that if you're crushed by a boulder. How are you gonna do that if you're underwater?
Dude, it's baffling. It's baffling. Like I don't understand. Like there's people that like to live down there. I mean, there's nothing down there. I guess it's peaceful in that sense, but like if we get a little bit of extra heavy rain, we get a little, I mean, it's raining for like a couple hours. Oh, you're talking like the roads are flooding, dude. Like it's why? There's nothing out there. There's so many other places that you could go live in a secluded area. Go to Mississippi. Go an hour away. You'll be way more secure, and it's gonna be cheaper. That's
You
so
heard
weird
him,
for me
folks.
to say, dude.
It's
Shout out to
financial
South.
advice. Financial
mean-
advice. 100% legal financial advice.
I mean, huh?
Yep, you heard it here.
No, what do
Don't
you
live in
mean?
Louisiana.
Don't
Move to
live-
Mississippi.
Listen. Louisiana. If I could afford to leave this state, like if we could afford to leave this state, we would literally leave next week. And like, I'm not joking.
With this
I
house
could-
market, you could sell that baby, get an RV, and be fine.
Oh yeah, dude. We got dogs and cats and a rabbit. Dude.
Fine.
It's fine. It's
Fine.
fine.
Let them roam every few
like,
hours.
Dude, it's insane. Like, we have zero interest in living in Louisiana anymore. Zero.
Well, you know, go to
I'm not-
Colorado. I heard
I'm
it's
not-
nice.
Pass. I don't know if I want to go there.
I do.
You're the
I'd move there.
Would you?
I'd move there. Dude, if
There was
somebody was like, you can't live in Michigan anymore, I would say, thank you. I'm leaving. And go to Colorado.
He said, bye. Have you ever thought of like where you guys would like to move to at all? Ever?
Well, you see, I've known Lindsay for 7 years now, right?
Yes.
And ever since I've known Lindsay, I've said, man, why do you want to live in Michigan? Once you get out of here, you're going to realize how much this place sucks. And boy.
Oh, did this do it? Has she ever left
We got
Michigan
back
before?
And I heard, I hate Michigan. And
Yes!
nobody likes Michigan, dude.
Yes!
She's been to Nashville and like on a cruise in the
That doesn't count.
south
Nope, that doesn't
of
count.
the country.
That doesn't count.
Exactly.
That doesn't.
Exactly.
Cruise doesn't count. Cruise doesn't count.
Exactly. And
That's when I've asked people that.
she
I'm
went
like, have
to
you ever
Nashville,
have you
the
ever been
city,
somewhere
and
else?
that's about it.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. I tell everybody, the second you leave Michigan, if you like Michigan, the second you leave Michigan and like actually see something that's not just a crappy town or a new city,
Yeah.
and get out and see what more life there is,
People don't understand. Like,
buddy.
I mean, there obviously are like cities that people know. People know Detroit, right? Obviously, people know. I mean, Grand Rapids is a pretty big one. I think more people. Yes, Lansing is the capital of Michigan, but I think more people know Grand Rapids than they do Lansing.
I think more people live in Grand Rapids, actually.
Oh, Grand Rapids is huge, dude. I think
Yeah.
the population is bigger than New Orleans. Grand Rapids is huge.
Well, it ain't
pass.
grand, that's for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. Like, Grand Rapids is all right. It's better than Detroit. It's better than Detroit.
Hey, hear me out. It all
What's-
sucks.
I was gonna say, what's actually worse? Because like I've been to Detroit a couple times. I've been through Detroit a couple times. What's worse, Lansing or Detroit? Which one do you think is worse? Which one do you think is worse?
Well, that's easily Detroit.
There was
Eli.
like nothing in Lansing.
MSU.
I guess
is-
yeah. MSU is huge.
And if you can have MSU,
East
sure, they might have
Lansing-
had one
dude.
shooting, but Detroit has multiple every few days.
That's yeah. East Lansing is the campus of MSU. East Lansing is the
I think
campus.
East Lansing might be its own like city.
It is.
Like,
That's what
yeah.
it is. The campus of MSU.
And then
It literally
Lansing.
is.
Lansing might as well just be like a more spaced out Ann Arbor.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Like Lansing. I'm sorry.
Sucks. Sucks.
It sucks. It sucks.
Yeah. No, if you're gonna
Yo,
come
I
to
am
Michigan,
yet-
if you're gonna live anywhere in Michigan, just go to Holland, Michigan, where everybody's
Happy?
just got clogs. They're making a movie about Holland, Michigan, like a horror movie, and I'm pretty sure it's got
Actually?
it's got some famous actress in it. Well,
Do you know there was
Sometimes
a
you forget
horror game
names.
about there's a horror game about Michigan? Wait. Wait.
What is you run out of beer?
No.
Run out
No,
of
wait,
beer
wait, wait.
during a snowstorm?
Ready? It's literally called, ready? Michigan, Report from Hell. because that's a
It's
place.
because it's
It's a
yeah.
place.
Well, listen,
Came out on the PS2. I never played it. I need to.
they could have just titled it Michigan, and the general concept would have been the
And then
exact
like,
same.
yeah, we got it. Like, I guess I'm finding out now that like no matter where I go, like this stuff sucks. Like no matter where I go,
Well, yeah, there's pros and cons to everywhere, but I'm telling you, there's
like
0 pros to Michigan. There's
so
0.
here's the
There
thing,
are
right?
0 pros
The
because
Sioux.
everything that's a pro in Michigan, I can get in another state.
Oh yeah, I mean of course, of course.
But I can't get
Like
rid of the cons if I'm living in
no,
Michigan.
there's some nice places. Like actually, like Petoskey actually is nice, but it is really small. Petoskey is really small.
Oh, Petoskey's growing like crazy.
I mean, it's nice. Petoskey is nice.
Traverse
Traverse
City,
City
if you
is
want to spend
actually.
your 2 legs,
I mean, yeah, that's true. I was gonna say, but like as a retirement city, people going out to Florida, but like Traverse City is actually legitimately just beautiful. Traverse
keep
City's
going to
insane.
Florida.
He
Keep
said, "Keep
going
going
to
to Florida."
If you like Florida, you deserve to be there.
Yeah, you're right.
That's about where I'm at with that one. If you even
But like,
think about going to
dude,
Florida, you better be there next week.
lived in the Sioux. I am unbelievably grateful I'm not there anymore. Lived in Lansing for a while. I was not a fan of Lansing either. It was also farts. And then now being here, I'm just like, it was cool in the beginning because it was like so much different than the Sioux. But then like now being here, the just like I don't want I like don't want to leave my house. It's that bad. Like I don't want to be on the road.
I don't leave the
I
house.
never go to the city because it's like dude, 11 inmates just sorry, 10. It was 10 inmates. 10 inmates just escaped. They've only caught this was like 3 days ago. They've only caught 3. They've only caught 3. They escaped at 1 a.m. 1 a.m. in the morning, and they didn't realize they had escaped for like a hot minute, dude. Like a hot minute. And then like they're doing like this big old like they're talking about it and they're like, we don't have the money. They broke a lock on a door. They were just tugging on the door and it broke the lock. Okay. And they're like, we don't have the money to do regular maintenance on the prison. You know what? If any prisoner inside that prison hears you say that, if they find out that you said that,
Yeah,
you're
right? They're gonna
screwed.
put that to the test.
You just screwed yourself. All right. First of all, like, so now we've got, I mean, I highly doubt they're still in Louisiana. Like, you got to be a basket case to get out of prison and stay in the same state. But like, so that happens. There's shootings every day. Just every day. Literally 5 out of 7 days of the week. At least.
Fire.
Pass.
Fire.
The educational system is like in the top 5 worst in the US. Like, so everybody's just a box of rocks. If I hear the word supposedly one more time, I'm gonna lose my marbles. Dude. Dog. I mean, I can't say every word right, but like if you repeatedly say supposedly, like I said assemblage one time instead of assemblage. I get it. I was drinking. Dude, all right. I get it. But you can't say supposedly? Dude,
You know what?
come on.
Speak however you want, because at the end of the day, y'all used to write in hieroglyphs. So
That's true. That man straight up just wrote a bird.
hearing people say words wrong just makes me realize how dumb we are as a
we're
an
actually pretty
evolved
stupid.
species.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna act like I say everything right. Like we've talked about how the way I say Vegas now, but I said Vegas. You know, like
Vegas.
I said Pello
for
a long time.
I think it's Vegas.
Vegas. But no, like
how do you say Penske or Penska on the trucks? Do you say Penske?
Oh no, it's Penske. I say Penske.
It's Penske or Penska is what I found.
You've heard Penska?
I looked it up, actually. I looked it up.
I've never heard
Penske or
Penske in my
Penska.
life. Are there people that actually say Penske?
Dude, I said Penske for so long. But hear me out. Hear me out. You say that. Where in the English language does it define that when there's an E at the end, you have to
It doesn't. I must have
E?
realistically, I must have just heard somebody say Penske at some point, and I just like when I finally saw it, I was like, "Oh, I know what that is."
Well,
I know what that is.
Penske would be with an I at the end.
I mean, Helsinki
Or a Y.
or yeah, why? Yeah, I guess. But yeah, no. We've talked about like places we want to move. I've even been like actively looking at houses and stuff in other places, and I'm
Dude,
like,
houses are not to buy right now. Don't
no,
do that to
absolutely.
yourself.
Oh, no. There's no way, dude. There's no way. No,
I think house buying is like, unless you want to
Insane?
live somewhere and hate it.
insane. It's insane. Unless you got dumb money. If you got dumb money, well then it's all right.
Well, Dave Ramsey says to buy now. Because you'll regret it.
because you'll regret it.
That's what Dave Ramsey says.
There you go. I mean, good. Like that's actually really cool to hear that now Lindsay's kind of on board with the,
Dude, Michigan
just
sucks
kind
to
of
everybody.
low-key trash. Like it just is. Like we rag on Michigan so much. We've ragged on Michigan from like the very beginning of this
And I will.
podcast.
No, I will forever. I will
But-
forever. Michigan
and,
sucks.
like,
Michigan sucks. Michigan sucks.
I've lived north, I've lived south in Michigan, right? And it's the same situation with Jacob. And Jacob currently lives in somewhere that's on the opposite side of where we used to live, right? So like, because we both lived in. Did you live in Lansing?
Oh, yeah.
You lived
I
in where?
mean, I was, yeah, pretty much. I guess you could consider that because there was a period of my life where I straight up just lived in a warehouse
in a
the middle of
warehouse.
nowhere. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
So like, it's not like we've only experienced one area of Michigan. I've seen
all of Michigan at this point. I've seen so
Yeah.
much of Michigan that I feel like I have the pass. I've seen enough of the country to have a
So
pass
I've
to
got
tell
the
you what
pass.
sucks and what doesn't. And
Like-
let me tell you, every time I come back to Michigan, I would
You
rather
know-
be anywhere else. I'd rather still be driving. I'd rather still be
Marquette's
driving.
kind of tight. Marquette's all right.
Why? Because
I said it's
why?
all right. It's all right.
Because why, though? There's no valid reason. Exactly.
There's
Because
none.
you're just like, well, this isn't the suit. Dude, the same with Patowski. Guess what? It's the same crap. It's Michigan. It's
Yeah.
Michigan. And the drivers, dude, there was not one time on the entire drive out west that I was like, man, this guy. There was a transit, right, going 25 under in the middle of the night. It's a one lane on the highway.
No.
The cones are in the middle of our lane to the right. So you have all this space. And this transit's going 40 and a 65. In the middle of the night. We've been on the road for 5 hours. Middle of the night. No services for 40 some miles. It says it on the highway.
You know,
This transit, but hear me out. He rides this 40 for 20 minutes. This is the longest construction on the highway you've ever seen in your life.
I mean, I believe it. Yeah.
And quarter mile from the end, this dude gasses it through the rest of it. Gassed it so hard I couldn't even catch up to him. The guy behind me was swerving, trying to see if there was somebody in front of me, and it was the transit. But this guy out of nowhere woke up.
There's no way.
He woke up and was like, "Oh, I am driving still." Dude.
Oh, dude. That's insane.
Could have done that the whole time. There was literally no reason.
That's sick.
But beyond that,
Yo.
I didn't have a single issue with anybody on the road. I would love to drive there. No crappy roads. I didn't see, other than like behind buildings in Utah where the ground was all crap.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
That was the only area that roads were bad. Main roads? Oh, dude.
Dude.
Now I see what happens when you actually use your tax money.
Right,
Dude.
instead of just putting it in your pocket.
Dude. Gretchen Whitmer, what are you
Like,
doing?
dude, well, it's not just her, right? This is years.
But here's the
of
thing.
those roads could have been fixed.
Here was my argument to that. Here's my argument
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
This is so easy. You're going to go, well, yeah, it makes perfect sense. Mountains in Colorado, right?
Yeah.
Rocks
Oh.
all along, everywhere. Not one hole in the road from a fallen rock.
That's actually insane. That's insane.
So hear me out. Rocks fall all the time, right?
Yeah, all the time.
Why do you think they can do it so fix the road so quick?
I don't know.
Oh, exactly.
I don't
Exactly.
know.
Exactly.
I don't
Because
know.
they actually maintain their roads. Dude, I saw somebody power washing the underside of an overpass.
There's
Just
no
cuz.
way.
Dude, just cuz.
No way.
Yeah. Yup.
What?
You know
That's-
how many times I've seen somebody do anything in Michigan?
Listen.
Most of the time, it's just construction signs and nobody.
Yo,
Nobody
construction.
but potholes that blow your tire out on the highway because that's literally what happened to me. It literally happened to me.
Dude. Construction in Michigan is in a different
It's out to
realm.
ruin you. It's out to ruin
Dude, they could be doing construction in a spot, and it's gonna take you right into
3
the
weeks.
worst part of the road. No,
And it's
you're
going
gonna
to
be
take
on the
forever for
Yo.
them to finish it.
People don't understand this. When they do construction on highways in Michigan, they will just cut off the road, and you will be half on road, half driving on dirt.
Oh
And
yeah,
I'm so dead serious. It's not. I'm not joking.
there is a
That's a
part
thing.
of the main
It's
like
stupid.
131
Yeah.
that they've been working on for 3 years. Like since I moved here, and they aren't anywhere near done. And it's to add 1 lane for EVs. Shout out Gretchen Whitmer because that was her bill.
That was
you
he
suck.
goes. That was hers.
Yeah, you suck, dude.
That's crazy.
EV lane, an EV lane, dude.
It is so mad.
Bro, yo, bro.
Yeah, that's.
Do you know how many people aren't going to be driving EVs in that lane?
That's.
What's going to happen is
it doesn't
these
make any
Teslas
sense.
are going to fruit out and
Like,
just start causing accidents. It's
Oh.
fine. It's fine.
and it's
fine.
not only EVs are going to be driving in that lane, dude. Come
That's
on.
what I
Yeah,
mean.
welcome to Michigan. You know better
What's
than
going?
that.
Oh yeah, the EV lanes are going to work for 4 months until the winter comes, and then snows all over the highway, and you can't detect where the lanes are, and
Yeah. It's over.
not to mention, oh, that's another thing, dude. The Bronco had the stupid lane assist thing, right? And it would just turn off. It would just turn off.
Huh?
Ding ding,
It would just shut
Canceled.
off.
ding ding,
It would just shut
canceled.
off?
Middle of the night, ding ding, like the engine's about to explode. Ding
It's
ding,
fine.
canceled.
That's fine. I've never had that happen.
But the
in
thing
my
was
car.
so aggressive, like so aggressive in keeping you in a lane, and then it would just shut off, and the wheel would just be like, "Oh."
The one thing I've caught with the lane assist on my car, like the lane assist actually works unbelievably well in my car. Like I do like it a lot. I don't know, is it Lindsay has to have it on her car, right?
Lindsay has in her Civic, yeah.
And
Which I like hers.
Yeah,
I've used hers. It's not, dude. This wheel wouldn't budge at times. It was so aggressive. Like
no,
you're
Like-
going along semis and you can't adjust anything, and you're
I'd be
just like-
horrified. There's no way.
and then it goes ding ding.
No,
Lane assist
no.
off. Oh
No, there's no way. Lane assist off. Like, I will
crazy.
say my lane assist from time to time will pick up it'll pick up shadows on the road from like power lines.
Oh, dude, the Bronco's bright
Not a fan.
would literally lie to itself because it would dim for oncoming traffic, but the brights were so bright that the signs ahead of us would make it think it was oncoming traffic and shut the brights off, dude. You can watch it happen.
So there was no point.
There was no point.
There was zero.
And it took like 45 seconds for it because it like transitioned to bright. So it would be like click.
Sick, dude. That's tight.
But you know, the scenery was great.
Hey, that's what matters, dude. Listen,
and
it was
now
the
I'm in Michigan,
journey.
and
It was the journey, not the
dude, I listen to
destination.
so much Grateful Dead,
The
Willie
fire,
Nelson, The Highwaymen,
fire on a mountain.
The Eagles,
Oh yeah, of course. You have to. You have to.
dude,
Like
Big
on a road trip
Iron,
like that, have to, dude. You have to.
Big Iron,
Big iron.
Big Iron.
Big iron on his
What?
hip.
Yeah,
Is that what you talking about?
yeah.
Johnny Cash? No, that's
No,
not Johnny
not Johnny.
Cash.
Nope, that was
The
Oh,
big
you know.
iron on his hip. Big iron on him.
Yep. Texas Red guy.
The heck is it? Marty Robbins. I have the record.
That's
I
right.
literally have the record.
There was
Yeah,
a song of
with the
his that
big
I
iron
didn't
on
realize
his hip.
Dad listened to years ago, and then it played. It was from that album, and I heard it, and I was like, "Whoa!"
I don't think I've listened to it all the way through. Like I knew the
Well,
song. I knew the song, and then when I saw the record, I was like, "That's sick.
but yeah,
That's sick."
uh,
Shout out Utah. Shout out
Michigan
Colorado.
sucks.
Louisiana
Um,
too. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
And yeah,
Yeah.
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 But I've been playing Red Dead Redemption now.
Sick. Yeah, I was watching
Yeah.
Jacob play Red Dead right before we started.
Eli still hasn't played that game.
Some played it, but no, I don't think I'm anywhere.
Probably
near
never
finishing
will.
KCD 2. So
Didn't it just get a DLC?
it did. Yeah.
And it's like
That's
an
the second
8-hour
one.
mission?
Oh no, that's the first one.
No, that's the first mini one. There's 2 mini ones and then 1 big one. And the first mini one
I'm
is
so
8
excited.
hours worth of content.
That's insane. But everything else that they added, like update wise, was meh.
Well, yeah, but dude, the game is massive. Don't get greedy.
The game's insane. Like,
They could add nothing for a month and a half, 2 months, 3 months. They could add nothing for the rest of
Dude.
the year, but as long as I get that DLC, that big DLC,
oh, it's over. It's over.
that big DLC is going to be
Let me put it this way:
unreal.
if the mini DLC is 8 hours worth of content, and you
That's
have
like
a
$5,
second,
isn't it?
you have it's $5. Insane for DLC. Considering any other game in the world is like 15 to 20.
Dude, it costs $250
Or-
for horse armor.
Or if you want to buy a Sims DLC, it's 30. Eat my buns, EA. Anyways, how big do you think the big DLC is going to be then?
I have a feeling it's going to be another map.
There's no way. There's no way.
Watch it be like going back to Skalitz and all that.
Brother. And they're adding
It's gotta be.
mechanics.
If they're
adding
adding
mechanics-
something that's like bigger than just missions, as they have already hinted at.
Well, this DLC it added so like you can customize your shield, which is actually really cool. You can make your own your own shield, which I mean it's not that big of a deal because you never actually see it except for in cutscenes, but it's still like in a game like that where like when you're wearing somebody's colors, it meant something back in that time period. Like having your own branding on a shield is really, really, really cool, even though it's something really minuscule. It's cool. So I mean, I don't know. And like I'm telling you, game of the year this year is going to be insane. Like
It's
obviously
listen.
next year is obviously Grand Theft Auto. We already know
3 games. It's 3 games.
I don't know. There's going to be more on that list, dude. 100%.
3 games.
I can name a fourth right now.
What?
Doom. Dude, Doom's going to be put in that list. 100%.
And it's going to lose.
I mean, yeah, it's going to lose. But I'm saying
there's 3 games that actually have a chance.
Right now, as of May, right?
Dude, all these studios are washed because they all pushed it back to next year and they're all screwed. So there's 3 games. There's Kingdom Come, there's Split Fiction, and there is Expedition 33.
Yeah. There's no, dude, there's definitely some other games coming out this year.
Oh,
I can't
but you
remember
can't
though.
name them, which means
I
they're
can't.
not that big.
I can't. I can't. I straight up. I can't. I can't.
Night Rain? Maybe. Probably not. Best multiplayer? Maybe.
Yeah, it won't make it to game of the year. No, it won't make it to game of the year.
But
at all.
other than that, brother,
Yeah. I hope
Death Stranding 2?
I forgot
come
about
out
Death
next
Stranding too. It does.
Oh man, guess what? That's not gonna get Game of the Year because you forgot that was even coming out.
I don't know, dude.
Ain't no way an Amazon simulator is gonna beat out something with actual substance to it. There's no way. There's zero chance. It comes out next month.
Okay, it did not receive. It was one of the runners for Game of the Year. Is what it was. I was like,
and it's gonna be another runner because there's no way something unless it
But-
has a full new like gameplay system where you're not just doing the same thing over and
Wait.
over across nice looking terrain.
it didn't get Game of the Year at the Game Awards, but almost every other award thing, it got Game of the Year. It
Did
literally
it get
got
Game of the Year, or did components of it get awards for being that like
No.
a good like
no, just like other outlets actually giving it Game of the Year.
well you see
It just wasn't on the main stage, you know.
that's like
which is the heavy hitter.
that's like somebody not getting a
But-
Grammy, but Spotify being like he's number one in our
But
hearts.
Let's talk about God of War, dude. You know, like that's why I mean, like you can't tell me that the Game Awards is
well in that
credible.
case then it's BS. Who cares? Because if you're bringing up one
He's
that
like-
didn't even
he goes,
if you're
"It's
bringing up
stupid."
why God of War beat Red Dead,
Is
nobody knows
insane.
why God of War beat
nobody.
Red Dead.
No, nobody.
A
Nobody.
console exclusive? Hey,
Nobody.
let's look. Let's look at the two oddball console exclusives have come from what company? Sony. Astrobot.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd rather play Doritos Crash Course and God of War.
It was also,
But
yeah.
both Sony exclusives. That's a little weird. Oh. Yeah, Sony can suck one, dude.
Jacob, man.
Yeah.
But I know I'm gonna love Death Stranding 2, like me, because I love the first one, but I don't know, dude.
KCD 2 is going to win, especially if they put out that DLC this year. That second
KCD
DLC,
2
or that
is-
big DLC.
That game,
I think it'll win just because it's an indie team that has made something
Dude.
that big. Off of Kickstarter, I think it's like
insane. Who cares
already.
about what the
But
heck
I mean,
is that?
Expedition-
The space game?
Expedition 33 did only have like 30 developers. But also
33
turn-based.
but it looks sick.
Turn-based.
But it looks sick.
Okay.
Turn-based might not be your cup of tea, but it still looks
Yeah, okay,
sick.
but that's my point. How can it be Game of the Year if it doesn't appease to everybody? Game of the Year is the game of the year.
Yeah, but
And you're telling me that half the people that play games didn't play that because it's turn-based. How can it be the Game of the Year?
But there's like you got to take into consideration of like people that specifically play those type of games and they don't play
Did
other
Baldur's Gate
things.
get Game of the Year?
Yeah, of course it did. Of
It did?
course, yes.
Oh.
What?
But also, Baldur's Gate's
Don't-
like massive.
Dude,
That's right. I remember. Yeah.
it was huge. I mean, like, and not only did it win Game of the Year, it won like
For some reason,
every
I thought it
category it
was.
was in.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought it
Like-
was up against Astrobot, and it won all these awards, but then
Oh,
didn't get
no.
Game of the Year. And
No,
I was
they-
like,
the dude that I can't remember his name. Was it Sven? I think is the guy's name. The director walked out in armor. Dude, he was
Yeah,
wearing
that's right.
armor. I'm like, dude, yeah.
it's like, okay.
He knew. He was sitting in the crowd with armor, dude. Like, come on. He knew.
Which
He knew.
a game of that size I can understand, but Expedition 33 seems very linear and is also just like, oh, we look cool, but
I don't know.
we
like,
also are just a gritty Final Fantasy.
kind of it is. But I have like from the very small amount that I've watched of the game, they've shown a lot of like stuff that I have never seen before in turn-based games, which is cool. And like Me, myself, I'm not the world's biggest fan of turn-based games. The only turn-based game I've ever actually finished was Final Fantasy X. That's it. That's the only one. And I had
what about Rise of the Third Age?
All right, so
Lord of the
the
Rings.
second game I finished. I did
I
finish.
know y'all played that back in the day.
I finished Third Age. I did. So yeah, Third Age was sick, dude. But yeah, no, Final Fantasy.
Didn't like it from
so
the
those
jump.
are the two.
Didn't like it from the jump, dude. I couldn't
don't-
play that. I never liked Pokemon. Hey.
I mean, no, I played Pokemon.
I like
as a kid.
free will, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I get up every day and I go, I have the option to do whatever I want.
Oh yeah.
But guess what? When I
Yeah.
play a freaking turn-based game,
Yeah.
I
know. I do completely understand it because like turn-based games really don't draw me in like that. Like they don't. But the turn-based games I have played and at least finished. I mean, I had realistically all of the ones that I started. For the most part, I had fun with. It's just not my. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not
Another
for me.
week-
I still think KCD2's got it.
I think I want KCD2 to win. Like I do. I want it to win.
Just because the content isn't over. The content's still going.
The game came out like 4
And
months
it's not
ago.
going to stop.
It's like
It
4
came
months?
out in February.
3 months. Wow.
Already got an 8-hour
Dropping the first DLC in 3 months. That's
Not to mention 1,000 bug fixes on the first update.
great.
And
That's
the game
crazy.
came out pretty much flawless right off the rip anyways.
I mean, mechanically it's got some issues, but I still love it. It's clunky, and I love it.
But that's the thing with that game is
Love it.
because of how a lot of the character movement and combat and everything is, it is clunky.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, of course.
But that's like saying Skyrim doesn't deserve Game of the Year because
Doesn't. He was like, come on. Skyrim was like life changing
That's
for
like
the game
that's
industry.
like
yeah.
yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
where's that Red Dead Redemption 2 60 FPS ray tracing upgrade?
So they announced, right? Well, no, it hasn't been announced. It has been
It's not being
rumored.
announced.
It has been rumored, right, that there is a next gen update for Red Dead 2 coming out. And not only that, there's actually supposed to be a port coming to the Switch too.
I doubt that.
I think we're going to see. I think we're definitely going to see the upgrade because they did it with GTA 5. They're definitely going to do an upgrade for Red Dead 2.
I can agree with that.
I still don't physically see how it'd be possible to run Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Switch 2, but
I think it's a waste of Rockstar's time, precious
100%.
time before GTA 6, and they're gonna
100%.
laugh at everyone's face
Like,
thinking that that's even a
duh.
possibility.
Yeah.
I could see, because we have so much time now, the Red Dead Redemption upgrade for probably October. I could probably see them dropping that in October.
Like when
That
they
was
were going
around
to drop the
time
game.
Red Dead. Yep.
Yeah.
And then I could see early in the year maybe GTA 4. But because that's
Yeah.
going to be the last one. That's the last last Rockstar game that needs an upgrade. And I mean, everybody's been wanting that for years. Rockstar knows it. Rockstar knows it. That's the thing.
Dude,
They know it.
give me Liberty City, dude.
Dude.
Give me Liberty City.
Oh,
dude.
you know it's going to be black screen. You're going to hear that. My name is Nico Bellic.
This.
Boom.
I'm so good.
You know it. You know it.
Yeah. People are excited for that. Like, you know what's happening. I don't know. I don't see Red Dead 2 making it to the Switch. Don't see it that.
I
Don't
see
see
the
it.
Switch being a massive failure.
I think this is going to be a very, very, very.
This is the
very-
Wii U.
This is good.
This is
No,
the Switch U.
This is gonna be. I think this is gonna be a heavier hit than the Wii U. Honestly, I really do. I think this is gonna be bad.
Not enough. There's just not enough. There's not enough, and the prices are too high. And they just basically single-handedly ruined the entire gaming market for everybody by upping the prices of everything.
Yeah, they were just the
Because
first ones to do it,
everybody
and
else
then
just
no.
was just like, all right.
Everybody's falling in line. Microsoft's doing
And
it. Sony
everybody
hasn't
last year
announced
was
anything
literally
yet.
saying that it's literally just like, there's no point. It's
They just raised the
unjustified
prices.
raising the prices.
But
But last
raised
year,
prices on games.
Microsoft was literally saying it's
Yeah.
unjust to raise them beyond what we're at.
And then they did it.
And then Nintendo did it, and then Microsoft was like, well, I mean, we're not going to lose money.
Yeah, right. Like, duh. Huh? I don't
So
know.
shout out Nintendo. Your games suck. Your consoles also seem to suck every second time you do it. Quite literally. Look at how many versions of the DS they had to do before they figured out how to do that one, right?
Yeah, you're right. The 3DS.
The Wii, they were like, we got it on lock. Let's make another one. Failed.
Switch.
That never made a GameCube
Sick.
2. Guess what? Best Nintendo console
Banging. I don't know.
ever.
Don't say that. I loved the 64, dude. I loved the 64. The 64 is insane. Dude. I don't think I've brought...
But
I have not... Have I brought this bad boy out since we've had video?
you know, hear me out, Eli. Hear me out, Eli. Yeah, that thing's cool. But you know what I don't have to do with a GameCube game?
Blow on it.
Blow on it.
Dude,
You know what power buttons don't get stuck on the GameCube console? The power button.
My switches work. My switches
You know
work.
what controllers actually can be played with?
Oh.
GameCube controllers.
The
All right,
Nintendo
so
controller was like
get outta
one
here,
of the
dude.
worst controllers of all time.
And they had to make the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, and the Nintendo 64.
Yeah. They went 3, dude. 3.
And only one of them is ever talked about.
No, the Super Nintendo was great. The Super Nintendo
Yeah,
was great.
in 1993, sure.
Yeah, I mean,
dude.
no, not even. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Nintendo,
Get it together.
you suck, though.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. RDR2 ain't making it to the Switch 2.
No,
if it does,
dude,
it's gonna be a mess.
If you're giving money to Nintendo before you even have that Switch 2, with all of the false hope that's behind it,
I have zero interest now. Zero. I have no interest in the Switch 2. None.
they're gonna be sad when they realize how big of a loss they're putting down on a console that's literally the same price as a PS5. When the PS5 is now getting outdated by games coming out.
There's nobody that is going to spend their money on that. Like,
That's
I
not
mean,
true. I know
if you
people
got
who
the money-
pre-ordered it already.
if
I know
you have the
people who
money-
have pre-ordered it already that should not be buying it.
oh no.
I know people who are buying it just because it's Nintendo and they're that dedicated to Pokemon.
I have yet to meet anybody that's pre-ordered it. That's
Good.
insane. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's what I like to hear because
I'm
I've
proud
been
of the
saying
people around
for
me.
months now, don't do this to yourself.
That he has. Yeah, dude. So, I don't know.
Yeah, they're going to be playing Mario Kart Worlds while I'm playing GTA next year, dude. What happens when their Wi-Fi goes out?
No, well, good luck.
They can't play.
Yeah, it's over. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know.
I know.
Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss, Nintendo.
Massive swing
You
and
missed?
miss.
You swung? You missed? You clocked yourself in the back of the head, Doug.
Yep.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Ooh.
They should've-
Anyways, right?
Yeah,
What?
dude.
They should have won.
They should have just waited. Honestly, they shouldn't
should
even.
have.
They should have waited for the
No.
next Legend of Zelda game to come, like be ready to
They
come out
shouldn't have
and
even
launch
waited.
it with that.
They needed to release this thing a year ago. For it
You
to
know
make
what they
sense.
needed? You know what they needed?
Huh.
Not the Switch 2. They need to put the GameCube emulator on the regular Switch.
It probably can't, dude. Running GameCube games
It
on
could've.
PC is tough.
It could have.
I don't know. Tough.
Could have.
I mean, probably could
Guess
have.
what, though?
Yeah.
It won't.
No. No. Because they know they can make money off it. Or that's one of the only options they have.
Dude, I got the original Switch because they were talking about putting the emulator on the original Switch for so long, and then they
Yeah.
just didn't.
Didn't. They just didn't. Yeah.
I can't even play Donkey Kong 64 on the Nintendo 64 emulator. You can't play. We have already had this conversation. Don't tell me no. I've shown you up. Maybe twice now.
I don't
on this
remember.
one.
You can't?
Oh, all the good games from the 64, you can't even play.
Yikes. Yikes.
Everything about the Switch is just
Wazowski.
like, it was cool when it first came out,
Yeah.
and this is the whole thing. This is the whole thing. Now we have the Steam Deck. We've got
Yeah.
the Switch. We've got
Microsoft's.
the Sony like PS5 portable thing that if your PlayStation is on or in rest mode, you can basically stream.
There's a rumor floating around that Sony's going to be releasing a handheld console as well.
But they already have one with the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's like, and if your PlayStation is like off, you can still play your games from it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can like stream it if it's in rest mode, so it doesn't even really have to be on
Wow.
for you to access your stuff. So at this point, we've got a Switch, we've got the PlayStation one, we've got the Steam Deck, and now Microsoft's also coming out with one. It was really cool when the Switch was the first one, and that was like the first time we had that. Skyrim was portable.
Yeah.
Now we have Red Dead Redemption on there. Yeah.
Yeah, heavy hitters.
And now it's going to be like,
why?
Oh,
it's like going back and playing a PSP right now.
I'm spending $90 on a Nintendo game when I could get the cloud service through Game Pass on my other thing.
Dude,
and have way more games. Or if I'm already a PC player and I just want to play my games on the go, I can buy the Steam Deck for half the price of a Switch 2.
Oh, they have the Ally.
And be just as
Don't
happy.
forget the Ally, dude. The
and
Ally's
the Ally.
huge.
Yep.
Yeah, the Ally's huge.
So I mean, Nintendo, I think we're about to see a big bluster for Nintendo.
This one's gonna be bad. This one's gonna be bad. 100%.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna feel anything when I'm playing GTA 6 next year, so
it's not even gonna be a blip on his radar.
What's your song rack for the week?
No, all right. So this week has to be a two-parter for me. It has to be. This week has to be a two-parter. So first of all,
Toto by Africa, or Africa by Toto.
Africa by Toto. No, Africa by Toto. So, Sleep Token released their album. That is all I've been listening to since it released.
Sleep Token came up out of nowhere because now they have like millions of listeners over the past like.
No, that's not new. That's not new.
I never heard a single peep about Sleep Token until you mentioned them, and now
Sleep Token got signed.
Can't escape it.
They just got signed at the beginning of the year. Prior to them being signed, if you went and looked at all of their stats, they had songs in the hundreds of millions of plays. They were huge, but they're not from the US. They're a UK band. And it's a very niche genre. It really is. Sleep Token's album drop. I'm a fan. Been listening to it front to back. Specifically the song since it released. My song rec, the first one this week. First one is Dangerous by Sleep Token.
Dangerous.
No, the I don't know, I don't know. I've never really been like into really like heavier music, but like now I'm like starting to like, oh yeah, dude, this is sick.
I can't do heavy music.
Like, no, I've listened to heavy music like back in the day. Yeah, I was listening to like,
oh yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think like As I Lay Dying, and I was listening to like Asking Alexandria and Bullet for My Valentine, and like, I mean, there's stuff like that. But nah, this is different. Sleep Token slaps. So first song rack. First song rack
is Alexandria, I guess.
Dude. Oh yeah, Asking Alexandria was yeah. Well, is the whole band from the UK or is just Danny?
I'm pretty sure the whole band was.
Oh, I don't remember. Dangerous by Sleep Token. It's a phenomenal song. I already talked about Emergence. It's on the Emergence is already in the playlist. Dangerous is now going up. And then this out of nowhere, I sent this to Jacob because this band over the past 2 weeks just appeared out of nowhere. And I don't know. I don't know.
Who's paying for their music video?
Who's paying for their music video? I want to know, because not only the music video, the song itself, the production value on the song is insane.
For their first song ever and first music video.
This band, the band's name is literally President. Okay, it's just President. They came out of literally nowhere and dropped a crazy music video, a really good song, very interesting use of autotune, because you know that the singer can actually sing, because like there's parts where they like almost completely drop the autotune and you can hear the singer singing, and and he can actually sing really well. So the other song for this week is In the Name of the Father by President. Go check it out, especially if you're trying to be on that wave of finding, like, I'm talking, this is the band's first song.
I don't think
this is the band's very
even
first
on Spotify yet.
It is. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. I've listened to it like 15 times.
Well, heck yeah.
Dude, go check it out. If you want to be on that wave of, you know, you want to see a band start from the very beginning, you want to be on that wave, dude? You want to be on that wave? You want to be on that wave? Can I pet that dog? There you go. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? But yeah, so that's two-parter this week. Dangerous by Sleep Token, and then In the Name of the Father by President. Go check them out. They'll be over on the playlist, on Spotify and YouTube, both. Same name as the podcast, 2 Degrees of Separation. I'm trying to think. Ben staying steady with the clips. Ben's staying steady with that. Obviously, got to shout that stuff out. If you want to check us out over on the socials, where we always, at least be posting the clips and stuff. Sometimes we post other stuff.
Shout out water renewability.
Yeah, shout out. I swear, dude. I swear. I like almond milk, dude. I literally like almond milk.
You drink almond milk, you're a sinner.
You're a sinner.
Sinner. You're gonna burn.
I swear. But if you want to check that stuff out, you can go follow us on the socials. It's at the number 2DOF separation anywhere. Anywhere. We've already had this conversation. Anywhere. Yeah. Just anywhere.
That's what anywhere. It says.
Across the board, baby. Across the board. Everywhere. It's just everywhere. Follow us everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But trying to think anything else. I think that's about all I got. If you enjoyed the podcast, obviously, how about you leave us a rating? Thanks for joining us. If you like hearing us ramble, maybe follow it. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. You know? People do that.
Subscribe.
He just said subscribe.
If you drink almond milk, leave a like. If you drink water, leave a like. If you drink, leave a like.
If you're
drinking right now, leave a like. If you're drunk, try. Dare ya. You can't. Like it twice. I dare ya.
No, don't
you
like
can't.
it. No, don't like it twice.
Make sure that thumb's white.
He said like it twice. That would be they'd unlike it. My cheeks, dude. They're so tight.
Click that bell notification. Hit the subscribe button. And when you're all done with that, comment down below. And when you do that, set that dial back to 0, baby, and start it over.
There you go. Yeah, do that. Yeah, we definitely had some other topics to talk about this week, so I'm excited for next week, because we definitely got some more stuff to be talked about.
Heck yeah.
But that's all I got for right now. That's all I got. That's it. How about you? That's it? That's it?
That's it. Have your pet spayed and neutered. Oh yeah, you gotta get a haircut.
It's literally about to be a ponytail.
You gotta get a haircut.
Ponytail.
You gotta get a haircut. You gotta get a
Ponytail.
haircut.
Ponytail.
I've been told to pass it on. You gotta get a haircut.
Who said that, Gran?
You'll never know.
You'll
never know. You'll never know.
Dude, release the beast. Look at how much. Look at my hair, dude.
Oh, even flow out to rub like butterflies.
So much hair. I'm gonna just start
Straight
rocking
up
the surfer hair, dude. Yeah. Anyways. Good morning.
What the Eddie Vedder, dude?
Good afternoon.
Oh,